this afternoon. Just kind of a reminder, when you sign in, if you haven't identified which club that you belong to, we would appreciate that. We'd like to know who's joining us here today. And my name is John Martinez. I'll be hosting this meeting today, but I'd like to introduce the rest of the members of the affiliate committee. And we have M.A. Bajarkman here, and let's see, I don't see Judith Goodroad. I don't see her up on the
He's right in the
screen,
middle.
but Judith has been with us since okay, has been with us since the beginning of the committee. And let's see, Art Scarpa is another committee member, and Ann Hopkinson. So, one committee member isn't here, and that would be Kimberly Gomez-Tong, and she wasn't able to make it here today. But those are the committee members. So when you're communicating with our committee, those are the people that you would normally be in contact with. And of course, our new business manager, Julie. A lot of this stuff couldn't happen without her, so we really appreciate all the work she does for our committee. A little bit about the committee. Prior to about 4 years ago, MA was the person that was the liaison between all the 62 plus clubs and the CSSA. That was a big ask for anybody to do. So to help improve communication between the CSSA and the affiliates, we decided to create the affiliate committee. So we've been in existence for about 4 years now. And the purpose is to improve communications between the CSSA and the affiliates. And there's a lot of information that goes back and forth. Basically, the information from the affiliates, from the CSSA to the affiliates is mostly to provide information to help you promote the CSSA and their policies, their activities, and events. We try to provide resource information. We're in the process of putting a lot of things in place as we speak. One of the things you'll see on the affiliate web page is a guide to creating, growing, and maintaining a cactus club. There's a lot of information in there if that's something you're interested in. But we're trying to get more content out there for you to kind of help you in your meetings with your individual clubs. As far as additionally to that, we facilitate the board of directors elections, and we try to help the affiliates connect with each other so they can share information. As far as information coming the other way from the affiliates to the CSSA, we're here to answer any questions that you may have about the CSSA and what the CSSA does. We publish information from your club, contact information if somebody wants to get in touch with your club, information about time and place of your meetings, free advertisement for your sales and other events. So the communication is supposed to go both ways. We want to help you, and we want you to communicate with us to help us help you. So that's pretty much what the affiliate committee is all about. Julie and John have been working very hard on developing this new website. And I'm sure that most of you have seen the website. It's pretty amazing, but it's a work in progress. And we're still working on it, and we're still trying to get more content. We're trying to make the content more easily accessible. And since this is an affiliate meeting, I'm going to just talk about the affiliate page on that website. 1 second here. If you have a chance to look at the website, there's a lot of information on that affiliate page. Let's see.
Do you want to share your screen, John, so you can share the website? Or do you want me to share it while my screen while you're going over?
I can share it too.
Yeah, if somebody can get it up quickly, I can. I'll just walk through the affiliate page and we talk about the different aspects of it.
Okay, do you see that?
Yes,
No. Oh, yes? Okay,
it
good.
just went away. There it is.
Okay.
Okay, so when you go to the website, you could touch on the affiliates page, and this is the affiliates page. And we've just just within the last day, we've added a section. If you scroll down a little bit, if you look to the right, um, we try to provide information on how to contact the clubs, and who the members of who the leadership of the clubs are, and all that information. And we make it really easy to enter that information. But unfortunately, about 2/3 of the clubs have not yet taken advantage of that. So John has added this box over on the right, your local affiliate reps, and it makes it really easy to just you click on there if you're an affiliate rep or part of the leadership of the club. Just click on there, and there's a list of questions that we ask. It's very simple, and that information will be posted. And we've got the map over here on the left. If you want to know, if somebody wants to know if there's an affiliate club in their area where they live, they can just click on the map and it'll show you where the different clubs are. And if you want information on a specific club, you just go to the map. You can click on that club that you're interested in, and the information that they have provided to us would pop up on that screen. Like I said, we would like to see a lot more clubs take advantage of this option. In the center here, we have the calendar of events. That's pretty much coordinated by Laura Woodley, and the lower part of this page is how to contact Laura to provide information about your sales and just any information that you want to put on the CSSA calendar. That would be advertising for your club. So that's another option that we have. Jill, if you could just kind of scroll down a little bit. There's notifications of information. Here's the bulletin advertising the CSSA convention that's going to be coming up next year. I'll get into that here a little bit later. Also, you have the ability to access To The Point if you are a CSSA member. You have to be a member to be able. This is something new. To The Point was offered to anybody for a couple of years, and now we're just offering it to people that are actually CSSA members. So that's a new change. On the right is the document, Creating, Growing, and Maintaining a Cactus and Succulent Society. Over the years, we've had several requests of people wanting to know how do they start a club. And in the past, there really wasn't any information that was provided by the CSSA. So we thought it was important to put a document together to kind of, not exactly how to do it, but to give some guidelines and some things to think about if that's something you're interested in. And actually, we recently got some communication from a couple people, I believe in South Carolina or North Carolina, somewhere on the East Coast, that are really interested in starting a club. So we're going to do whatever we can to help them do that. Let's see. Scroll down just a little bit more, please. Let's see. Not that far. Let's see. A little bit more. All right, right there. Oh, lost it. Wanted to get that box, 3 boxes up. 2, 3. Okay, so this is advertisement of the meeting that we're having right now. So if you went to the page and weren't aware of us having this meeting, there's where you would find the information. CSSA nominations. We recently set out the ballots for the upcoming elections for CSSA board members, and there's been some confusion about that in the past. So I think we've kind of cleaned that up, and it should be pretty simple. If you are a CSSA member, and you got your copy of the journal, you would have gotten a white ballot. Those are the membership ballots. So you fill those out, and you mail them in the envelope that's provided, and those are for the members, and those will be compiled. And I think Roxy's going to be in charge of that. If you're an affiliate, each affiliate has the opportunity to have a vote. And that club vote counts as one vote, just like the members' votes. But that will be a green form, and those were mailed to you individually. They didn't come through the journal. And in the past, like I said, I think there's been some confusion about that, and hopefully it is a real simple process this year. And like I said, to the point, we give you access to that. This is the most recent one, the summer version of To the Point. And then the bottom of the page has some pretty important stuff here. If you want to know what the status of your affiliate membership is, this is where you go to find out. It'll tell you when you paid your dues and when they would be due the next time. I believe we're going to a yearly rather than a calendar. Is that correct, Julie, for the membership?
Yes, we're going to we're in a yearly membership, so it's 1 year from when you paid for your membership.
Right. As opposed to in the past, it's always been a calendar membership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. And also, this is another place where you can update the information on your club, the affiliate info form on the right. It's basically the same link as the one that we talked about at the top of the page. So there's a lot of stuff here, and there's a lot more stuff we plan on adding here in hopefully the next several months or so, and we'll be providing you that information as those things happen. So that's pretty much it for the affiliate page.
One thing I did want to say is if you're an affiliate society and you're having a problem finding your membership when you click here, please email me at this membership at Cactus. I can, help you get logged in to your membership, because each of the memberships, even the affiliate memberships, have a unique email address. And so when your officers change in your affiliate, you may not know what that email address is for your affiliate society. So feel free to reach out to me and I will get back to you as soon as I can to help you log into that.
And just two more things I want to add. The calendar of events you can see at the bottom right. Like I said earlier, Laura Woodley is the one that coordinates all that. So if you want to have a new event for your club, a sale or some kind of a trip or something, this is the website you would go to pass that information along to Laura, and she'll put it in the calendar. And something that is new this year that John has provided for us is you can get an automatic renewal of your membership. So instead of having to get the letter that you're due and all that stuff, you can have the option of automatically renewing, and the system will do that for you. Okay, let's real quickly, we'll talk about the CSSA Board of Directors election. You'll notice that the president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer, there's only one person running. And some people might have some questions about that. And the way that this works is towards the end of the year, the board of directors will go ahead and nominate or elect a nomination committee, and they will go out and try to identify people to run for these positions, and the directors' positions are included in this, and they'll make recommendations to the board. That's where these names come from. But we also ask for nominations for people to run for these positions to all the affiliate clubs. And we hardly ever get any nominations essentially from the floor. So that's the reason why you don't see a large number of people running for these positions, is because nobody provides us any suggestions or recommendations for those positions. So for president this year, these are all currently in these positions, and they're up for re-election, and that would be Rod Haney as our president, Erwin Lightstone is our vice president, Roxy Esterly is our secretary, and Dick Diomede is our treasurer. They've all been doing an excellent job. We're we're happy to have them, and we'll be glad to have them continue in those positions. For the director's positions, those are 2-year positions. The director's positions are 4 years, and we currently have 4 people running for 3 positions, and that's Nick Deinhardt, Vaughn Watkins, Kyle Williams, and myself. If you go to the website, you can see the bios on all these people that are running, and make your selection on who you think you want to vote for. So something else I want to add here. I got a question about the affiliate, the elections for the affiliates. And during COVID, because there are not a lot of in-person meetings, some of the clubs actually just had their board of directors cast, would be looked at to cast the votes, and not to the whole organization, because I think doing it over emails and stuff might have been a little bit too cumbersome. But that's the exception. Generally, the way these elections should be done is you go to your September or October club meeting, you kind of introduce who the people are running, and you ask for your club to cast their votes, and that would be what the affiliate would normally submit as their affiliate election. And again, that counts as one vote, no different than the guy that got his journal and his ballot and fill it out and send it in. So just a little bit of clarification on that. Does anybody have any other comments about any of that? No? Okay, then we'll move on. I want to try to get through this kind of quickly so we'll have time for questions. Let's see, the Conservation Committee. One of the really significant changes, I think, in the CSSA is our commitment to conservation. And many of you have probably received the 2 documents that we've put out. One of them is the CSSA conservation policy, and the other one is a document that was entitled "Creating an Ethical Cactus and Succulent Collection." Both of these documents you should have. If you don't, you can go to the website, and they're available through the Conservation Committee page. We suggest that you share these with your membership, and also suggest that you consider implementing these as your club's policy. But to talk about a little bit more about what the Conservation Committee is doing currently, I've invited our Erwin Lightstone. Erwin is our vice president, and he co-chairs the Conservation Committee. So Erwin, if you're there somewhere,
sure.
The floor is yours.
Well, the Conservation Committee has been doing several things. One of the most important goals we have set is really education, because a lot of conservation is about education. What plants are field collected, how we can better preserve. So we have engaged in several layers of education. We've put out, as John said, charts on ethical cactus and succulent. We put a second chart out on succulents, how to tell whether they're field collected or nursery grown. We intend to go further in the future and maybe even specify plants that are being currently poached. We've been looking into that. We also use our webinars for educational purposes. We have various conservation programs on them, like today's program on cactus restoration of Echinoceras arizonicus. In Arizona, there was a project, and we had that as a webinar topic. We've had a webinar topic on a number of conservation points. We're also stressing growing things from seed, because that is a major, major way we can conserve the plants in nature by just growing them from seed. And that's entails how to grow them from seed, providing greater access to seed. For example, our president, Rod Haney, has introduced a lot of Mesa Garden seeds to our seed depot. And then we have active programs that we fund. This year we funded the Karoo Desert Botanical Gardens in Worcester, South Africa, and we helped them build a hothouse to preserve the plants that have been confiscated. We've done a similar project for the National Botanical Gardens in Namibia. Our next conservation meeting next week will be evaluating a project to help preserve Echeverria laui in Mexico. And that involves flying drones through these steep, very difficult to get to canyons so we can assess the population and see the effect of climate change on those populations. We will also be funding, it looks like, I got notice this week, funding a conference in coordination with traffic and several other conservation organizations to help South Africa get together its enforcement officers for a concerted effort at some of these poaching rings. So we have an active program in a number of areas. Other areas we're looking for in the future are to get you more involved. And one of the ways is there are rare plants that are endangered in nature that collectors have, and we're looking to help breed them. So that's in the pipeline. I've been talking to the Huntington about pursuing that. Those are some of the things we'll be doing in the future. Also spoke to South Africa and Cape Nature last week, and they're looking for experts in raising difficult succulents that are endangered there. And a number of our members have expertise. So in the future, I expect a program to develop from that. Those are some of the things that conservation is concerned about and we're doing. And if you have any questions, please harass me. I'm easy to get hold of. And I answer my emails. That's the best way to get hold of me.
Hi,
And
Erwin. We
yes,
have a question for you.
sure.
Liliana from Houston says that she reported that a company in Texas is making Sotol, Sotol, and have been collecting all the Dazelerian Weberry from ranchers' land. They do not have a plantation to replenish the plants that they are taking. She's wondering if you know if anything's been done about that.
It's one of the problems we have in Texas, and Salto is one, but if you have private land, you can strip it. It's unfortunate in Texas, they view it as part of property ownership. You can harvest it, and it's not illegal, and Texas hasn't done anything unless it's an endangered plant. There's no regulation of that. And we haven't done anything about that because it's totally legal and we don't have a lobbying group to really pursue a change in the law.
Thank you.
Is that it, everyone?
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much. And as you can see, that's a quite a very active committee, and they're doing a lot of good work there, and we want to do everything we can to support them. I need to back up.
I'm sorry, John, there's one more question for Erwin. Someone
Okay.
asked, Kathy asked, is it permitted to collect seeds in the wild?
It depends where you're collecting from. In a lot of places, private land, yes, you can with permission of the landowner. In government land, you need a permit. And those are very difficult, if not impossible, to get for normal people. So we discourage collection of the plants. Seed collection is not as pernicious, and but it's probably illegal if it's government land. Yes, Emily.
We can always, we have the seed depot that CSSA offers, very reasonable, many kinds of seeds. Just check us out on the website.
Okay, great. John, there was one thing you forgot in talking about the
Okay.
website is the speakers list.
Yeah, I'm going to go there, but before we do that, I want to back up a little bit to the affiliate webpage. And John has added something to the webpage about YouTube, and I wanted him to get an opportunity to kind of share that information with us.
Okay, sure, yeah. So I can share really quick. Hold on. So basically, you should have seen the information about this in your in the affiliate bulletin email that was sent on Thursday. There was some brief information, but I've started going out to YouTube to find all of the 2024 show and sale videos on YouTube that I can find. This started when San Francisco, a couple years ago, I found some really amazing videos that had come up over the years about our show and sale. And one in particular was so good. It was like almost like a professional video. And, the person who made it is just a plant influencer on YouTube and decided to put up, come and take a great video. And it had like this one I'm showing you right now is one from this year. It's already got 12,000 views. So just FYI, I don't think the highest ranked video on the CSSA, web YouTube channel is probably like 2,000 views, right? So these people are really, really popular with their audience, and a lot of them are targeted to your specific city in your club. And so what I wanted to do is encourage every club to go out on YouTube, search the name of their club, search like maybe 2024. I've got some instructions there in that email that Julie sent out, and then send me anything that you find. I mean, I didn't look for all 50 clubs or whatever, however many there are. So these are the ones I found. If you're in Sacramento, San Jose, San Diego, I've kind of already found some of the Arizona clubs. The Arizona clubs I've looked. Toronto, I've got a few for. If you can't find anything for 2024, but you have a really good video that's from a previous year, send that to me and just note that. My email is in that email that you got on Thursday. And the plan is I'm going to write an article for the affiliates that'll also hopefully go in To The Point, or some form of it'll be in To The Point, to kind of teach you how to leverage those people, how to make contact with them, how to make sure they come back, how to treat them as VIPs at your show and sale, and leverage all that free publicity to your events. So that, like getting people to our events is really important. If you can increase by 10% the number of people that come, you're going to get a lot more sales, and that's a lot more money for your club to run on the next couple of years and to do cool stuff and to reach your mission. So we want to help you do that, and marketing is part of that. And this is just like a little exercise for us to go through, but it's also content because we can send that out to the members, and the members will enjoy it as, hey, this is all these clubs did all this stuff, and it's kind of a historical record of all the effort that we as a national community have put into these events. So yeah, take a look at that email. Eventually we'll be sending it out again as a reminder. And I think the deadline is going to be the beginning of December, so that the clubs that have shows in October, people have time to upload their videos. And if you might even put out something to your members and say, hey, if you've got something on your phone, put it up on YouTube, or put it up somewhere, send it to me or Julie. Maybe we can put it up, or have your society put it up on their YouTube channel and send it to me, and we'll get as many as we can in there. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
John, there's one quick question for you. Are the videos limited to shows and sales only, or can some programs be included?
No, this is not for your meetings. Yeah, I know a lot of us are still streaming meetings, or we may have old meetings. There is another thing that I put up on the website, which is the San Francisco Society has the our AV group. Our AV, if you have like your audio visual person, if you're doing Zooms at your meeting, or need help with your tech of getting your projector and your sound working right, you can join the San Francisco AV Club and the San Francisco Succulent and Cactus Society AV Club. And I'll help answer any questions there. But no, this is not for those. Maybe we'll collect those next. Like this is kind of a focused task, and really we should be doing Instagram and TikTok and all the other places, but I figured it's too complicated to get everything. YouTube's simple. We can make one playlist, put it on a page on the website, and send it out to everybody. So that's what we're going to do.
Thanks, John.
Okay, thanks, John. And moving right along here, we need to talk about the 2025 biennial convention that's coming up next year. And this in 2025, the convention is going to be held at the Mission Valley Marriott in San Diego, and it'll be hosted by primarily by the San Diego Cactus and Succulent Society. They've got a lot of talented people down there in San Diego, and this should be a pretty spectacular convention. We're all really looking forward to it. In addition to the conference, they plan on having field trips both before and after the convention, and you'll be signing up for those at the time that you register if you plan on going. The dates for the convention will be April 23rd through April 27th, and that's 2025. They'll have some pretty spectacular vendors there for plant sales. They'll be selling pottery, the typical stuff, live auctions, silent auctions. And the thing that we're involved in as the affiliate committee is we're going to have an affiliate meeting, which we normally have at all the conventions. Some of you are probably at the affiliate meeting we had at the previous convention, and we learned a lot from having that. It was very well attended, much more than we had anticipated, and hopefully the next one in 2025 will be equally as successful. But one of the things that we learned is that to have an affiliate meeting, you want to have it early in the convention, and I think we're going to be able to do that. And the reason for that is if you have the meeting at the end of the convention, everybody says hi and they leave. But if you have it in the beginning, people have a couple days to kind of interact, get to know each other, talk about their clubs, and just have a better bonding experience. So we're really urging the San Diego folks to schedule it as early in the convention as we can. The other idea that we've been kicking around is possibly sometime during the convention having some kind of a meet and greet situation where maybe we can invite the affiliate reps, the leadership of the different clubs, and maybe invite some of the speakers, and have a simple little hors d'oeuvres or something, and have some kind of a meeting. In the chat, maybe I would be interested in any thoughts that you have about doing that, and maybe if any clubs possibly might be interested in sponsoring something like that. So I'm just throwing that out there to see what kind of response that we might get. The convention itself, pretty impressive list of speakers. We're going to have 6 international speakers and 8 local meaning United States speakers. A very impressive list. You can go to the website and see who all those folks are, and in the case of the U.S. speakers, it'll let you know what the topics are. So we're really looking forward to it, and more information will be coming out, and you can go to the website to keep updated on that information. So one of the
John, do
main
you
things,
know when registration will open?
no, it's not open yet, but I do not know. And
I'm hoping to have it open by the end of the month. That's what we're working toward, is to have registration open by the end of the month. So hopefully, they're actually one of the pre-tours, you can actually register for that now online. It's an outside company that's doing it, and they already have their registration open.
Thank you.
okay, one of the main things I want to talk about today is not too long ago, we sent out a survey to all the affiliate clubs. And for those clubs that responded, what we're interested in is if we had an affiliate meeting, what are the topics that you would be most interested in? And the top 3 topics, it was pretty overwhelming. The top of the list was having a national or an international speakers list, so the clubs could have access to people to come speak at their clubs, either in person or through Zoom. I think because of the COVID situation, we got very comfortable using Zoom, and all of a sudden you have access to people all over the world. So we just put together a questionnaire, and we're sending out information. And as affiliate representatives, you probably have this information already, but we're going to start by asking you to recommend people that you're aware of that have interesting topics that we would like to add to this list. And it'll be posted on the affiliate website once we get it up and running. And if you are a speaker and if you're interested in being added to this list, we recommend that you contact us. You can either contact Julie directly or any of the people on the affiliate committee. But this is a project we're really excited about. We've talked to several people who are interested in being a part of this, and we'll see. I'm sure it'll be something that goes on for a long time, and the folks and the different presentations that they're able to provide will change and grow. So that's something that the affiliates seem to be very interested in, and that's something that we're aggressively pursuing. Does anyone have any questions about any of that, or any other comments?
No.
Okay, then we'll continue. Let's see.
John, I think
Yes.
I think we're getting a lot of questions about what survey, and one club said they didn't get the survey, and I'm thinking that some of these clubs updated their information,
Yeah,
but we're not getting it to the right person.
Yeah, Julie sent out a survey to all the affiliate clubs. Like I mentioned earlier, a lot of the clubs have not updated their contact information. So some of the information we have may not be accurate. That might account for some of those that may not have received those surveys.
I'll put the link in the, so you're talking about the survey for them to complete their information. I'll put the link in the chat.
Julie, I think she's talking about the survey that we put out asking if we had an affiliate meeting, what topics would they find most important to their club?
Yes, that's the survey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just, that was really a letter from you, John. It wasn't too much of a survey. It was more of a letter where you just asked people to get back to us with some information. And I can
Okay.
find that and I can put those questions in the chat.
Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Okay, so that's that's that part of it. The other thing that was pretty popular in the response to that was they're looking for some information on judging plant shows, and that's a pretty complex issue, and that's something that we're taking a close look at. We just created a work group to figure out how we want to do that. And when you're talking about judging plant shows, are you talking about having a plant of the month display at your club meeting, or are you having a full-blown certification to judge clubs at a national show? Those are two totally different things. And as far as putting together some guidelines on how to evaluate plants and their culture and all that stuff, judging, that's a pretty simple task. But to have a certification program that certifies you to go to a major national show and be a judge, I think that's something that's kind of beyond the scope of what we're able to provide. But we will take a look at that as a work group, but I don't see us going very far with that. But we certainly can help you as affiliates look at a group of plants, try to figure out which ones meet the criteria, whatever the judging criteria is, and we can identify what that criteria is and describe, what that means. So that's something that's very doable, and that's something we hope to create here in the near future. And if anybody has any comments or suggestions about that, they could send them to Julie, and she can distribute to the members of that work group. Does that work for you, Julie?
That's great. Thank you.
Okay. And then the third thing that seemed to get a lot of input on or questions about is clubs want to know what other clubs are doing. And when you look at, I believe we have 62 affiliate clubs right now. For someone to go and monitor all those clubs and figure out what's going on in those clubs, I think it's a pretty daunting task and not very reasonable. But what we're trying to do to address that is to provide information to you on how to contact other clubs. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. The affiliate page has a lot of that information. You can find out what clubs are close to you. Go to their websites. My first thought was, well, we'll just publish their newsletters. But what you find out when you start looking at the different clubs, some clubs don't have newsletters. Some clubs don't make their newsletters available to people that aren't members. Some clubs have newsletters and will go back 10 years and you can look at all their newsletters. So publishing newsletters isn't going to work. So we feel the best way to address this question is give the best information we have on how to contact all the CSSA clubs and let the clubs do their research. Again, if somebody has a better idea, I would be more than happy to entertain it. But I think that's the most reasonable way to approach that.
I might add to that, John, is that a lot of clubs have the lists of who's spoken to their clubs recently. So if you're looking for speakers, that's another way to get them very quickly. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's a good suggestion. Yeah, we can take a look at that. We'll see what kind of response we get from the club's recommendations for speakers, and then we'll go from there. But I think there's a lot of ways to solicit people to get on our speakers list. Let's see. So that's kind of the three areas that the clubs seem to have the most interest in. Art Scarpa lives over on the East Coast, and he's been entertaining the idea of maybe having some kind of a East Coast cactus and succulent conference. So we're going to give him the floor for a little bit here and let him explain what he's trying to accomplish and maybe solicit some help if the interest is out there. Art, the floor is
Yes.
yours.
Hello. Thank you. I'm one of the founders of the Massachusetts Club. I live in New Hampshire now, but one of the issues that we've been addressing is trying to get the Eastern conferences how should I put it? Renewed. The last one was in Philadelphia about 8 or 10 years ago. And then COVID came along, et cetera, and nothing has happened in the last 2 years. So we're hoping, I'm letting the cat out of the bag right now, but first of all, Paul Wesolowski, who is the new president of the Philadelphia Club, has been helping me in that we're looking at trying to see if we could get the conference in 2026 in the newly renovated Longwood Gardens in Kennett Square, Pennsylvania. Paul, are you there? Paul Wesolowski? I guess he's not. Okay.
Yes, he's there.
I heard his name before. In any case,
Art, I can make him a panelist if you'd like him to talk about it for a
Yeah.
second.
yes,
Okay. It will take me just 1 second to do.
okay. I'm
Yes,
here.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Ken.
Hey, Paul. One of the issues is that Longwood Gardens was started by one of the DuPont people, I think with Pierre DuPont. It's one of the largest gardens in the United States. It's spectacular. In the last 3 or 4 years, there's been a huge renovation project and expansion project that maybe Paul could elaborate a bit on later. But in any case, what the thought was, once they're open and running the newly expanded club, or rather garden, that we would like to see if we can get ourselves in there in 2026. The reasoning that I had was that there are a lot of people on the East Coast that grow cactus and succulents. The problem has been finding people who are able, or clubs that are able to host such a club, conference. And one of the issues that we've had is that there's no real communication between the clubs. We are lucky in Philadelphia, Connecticut, and Massachusetts in having good relations with each other. We share speakers, we share shows. We have people who are members in 2 clubs or 3 clubs. So it is very helpful. There are other clubs around that have not really been part of our circle, shall we say. So what we'd like to try to do is, since it's so much work for one small club here in the East to run an event like this, I've run 2 of them in the past, in 2008, 2006, and also 1996. And one was very successful. We had speakers from as far away as South Africa, from the UK, from Portugal, John Lavranos, for example, John Pilbeam, and others. So it was a great event. We've got some experience. So my thought right now is that if we can get several of the clubs together to share the different aspects of running one of these shows. For example, vendors, speakers, the venue would obviously be the Philadelphia Club, and see if we can share the work and hopefully share any of the expenses also in running it, but also in drumming up and advertising the club being involved in this also. We did that to a degree back in 2008, I believe it was, where we had 6 or 7 Eastern clubs that donated some money, and they got their money back because we were successful enough. So that's one of the thoughts. I'll let Paul, are you there?
Yes, I'm here now.
Okay. Do you want to just describe what's happening down in Philadelphia right now, what you've been able to come up with?
Well, we're still in the preliminary stages. We made a presentation to Longwood, and they're receptive to the idea. The VP of horticulture is new on the job and new in the United States. He moved here from New Zealand. So he has more things to worry about than a conference that's going to take place 2 years from now. But he is receptive to the idea, and over the next couple of months, we'll be working out the details of exactly what we're going to do and how we're going to do it.
Great.
Paul, if
The
there's
new
anything that-
greenhouse will be open sometime in November.
And the new facilities, I haven't seen it, but I guess that there is going to be some sort of a venue there, one of the buildings that's going to be for events. Is that correct?
Currently, we're talking about using existing facilities because what they're really building is greenhouse space, a greenhouse exhibition space. So I don't know what new um, meeting space will be available. But currently they have what they call a ballroom that would be available, and currently they have an auditorium that would be available to us. So again, we're gonna meet with them and figure out exactly what will be available in 2026.
Because it's a venue that doesn't have, for example, lodging facilities, you've been looking into hotels or motels nearby, which that's going to be unique for, I think, most of the conferences or conventions because we usually are all together. However, it remains to be worked out how people would have access to speakers, etc., and the events that we'll be running. So again, this all hedges upon whether we can get the help from other clubs if they want to join in, and also if we can get a commitment from Longwood to see if somehow we can get people. I think it's what, $49 to get in through the gate right now, which would obviously be very difficult over 3 days to get people to spend $150 just to get in to the grounds. So these are all the things that have to be worked out. And it's obviously not only new for us, but also for Longwood. The other issue is that we feel that Philadelphia, or I feel anyway, so far, that Philadelphia is a prime spot. It's here in the East, we don't have the luxury of having all the beautiful gardens that you have out on the West Coast. So one of the things that Philadelphia has is places like, obviously, Longwood Gardens, which is about an hour outside of Philadelphia, but also if people are coming from long distances, Washington, D.C. is only a couple of hours away. New York City is only a couple of hours away. So there's lots to see. Gettysburg, Civil War, battlefields, etc. There's plenty in the area other than just horticulture that should attract people. I was not aware that, for example, we're only a few miles, Longwood is only a few miles from Delaware. Delaware has no sales tax. So if people like to shop, it's only a few miles away from Delaware. Literally, it's about 5 miles or whatever. So that's another attraction. So I think we have the basis for attracting a lot of people. But, and again, we have the time to work on it. If Philadelphia doesn't work out or Longwood Garden doesn't work out, there are other ideas that we've had, but we'd like to hear from other clubs if they would be interested in either helping to host a club. For example, one of my thoughts was, why not have a winter one where the people here in the Northeast go to Florida in the wintertime, a lot of the snowbirds. And that could be something that one of the Florida clubs might be interested in entertaining. Problem is, there are only 2 clubs that I'm aware of, and one of them hasn't been very active, at least in CSSA. So that's something that's a plan B anyway. So if there are any questions, I'm glad to hear it, but we'll keep you posted as to how things are going.
What time of the year did you plan on doing this?
Well, that's open. You know, we're right at the beginning of the leaf peeping season here in New England, and one of the thoughts was maybe having it as, in September or October. The problem is there that you now exclude a lot of the people who are teachers, etc., that cannot take time off in the fall. So we don't know yet. We're going to hear what they have for suggestions. Obviously, Longwood Gardens is beautiful at any time of the year. Their spectacular indoor gardens are second to none. But the problem again there is, will people be coming in the middle of the summertime to a place like Longwood Gardens if we don't have the facilities elsewhere to be able to entertain them outside of the meeting times, if you understand what I mean? In other words, you know, other venues for them to be interested in.
Here's another question, Art, from Helen Lindquist. How many people attended the last time you had an Eastern Conference?
The one that I don't know about Philadelphia, but I know that we had 300 people show up for our first one in 1996, and the club was only 3 or 4 years old then, and it was spectacular. But we had an all-star cast, and at the time, and it was great. There was no problem. The second one was closer to 200. So, but again, we don't know what the situation will be this time around.
Well, that's impressive for both of them. So it sounds like it wouldn't be a problem attracting people.
We hope so.
Part of the problem is we've lost the momentum by not having them for 10 years.
Right.
So in a certain sense, we're starting from scratch. We don't have, you know, people that are used to going every other year. We're starting from scratch, hoping we can convince people who have never been to a conference to suddenly come to our conference.
Mm-hmm. Well, let us know. Let me know and other CSSA board members how we can help with this, because
if any of the other clubs that are in the meeting today are interested in getting information, they can either contact Paul Wesolowski or myself. I don't know how we're both listed on our club's websites anyway, our email addresses. So yeah, we'd be glad to have any suggestions as to whether you want to help or just what you would like to see. What I would like to see is some of the greater and newer speakers. Unfortunately, most of the speakers that we had at ours are gone now. John Lavranos and Jerry Barad and John Pilbeam. I could go on and on. So it's time for us to see what the newer speakers have to offer for them.
Well, thank you, Art, and hopefully we'll have a long list of speakers for you to peruse and and possibly select from. Sounds like a very interesting project. CSSA is willing to help where we can, and hopefully you guys can make this happen. The interest seems to be there, and the talent seems to be there. So we'll see where that goes. Thank you so much, Paul. Thank you as well. Before we go to the questions, do any of the panel, anybody have anything they want to add or to talk about? Anne, you have your hand raised there? You're muted.
Okay, here I am. On your agenda, you had speaker sponsorship for the convention listed, but you didn't speak about that. Is that something you want to mention?
Yes, thank you for that. The Kelly Griffin has sent out a letter requesting that people consider sponsoring speakers for the convention. I think that the general cost of sponsoring a speaker runs from about $200 to about $3,000. Obviously, flying somebody in from Madagascar or Australia and having them stay for several days is not cheap. You know, if you want to sponsor a speaker or part of a speaker, we encourage you to do that as an organization or as an individual. It looks like they're going to allow, if somebody sponsors a speaker, it looks like they may allow that person to actually introduce the person when they're ready to give their presentation. So something that your club boards might want to talk to your membership about and see if, you know, if you have the resources, maybe you'd like to sponsor a speaker. We would appreciate that. And the more sponsorship we can get, the easier it is for us to keep the cost of the general membership to attend the conference. So give us some thought, and we would appreciate anything that you'd be willing to provide for us.
Is that on the website, Julie? Can you?
All the information is on the website. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is on the website, and I just
I just
sent a
added a
link
link.
for it.
We both did.
Oh,
Okay,
John
great.
did too.
I'd
Okay.
also like
Thank
to
you.
mention that historically, most of the speakers have been sponsored by clubs. So it's there's a good precedent for doing this.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, Julie, let's just go ahead and open it to questions. Do we have any questions? And anybody on the panel is welcome to join in to help with the questions if they want.
So don't have anyone requesting to say anything.
Amanda has a
Well, let's see.
clarification.
Oh, great. And I will make Amanda, you should be able to talk if you unmute yourself.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So hello, sorry I was late. My car broke down today. And so my clarification is the request, and I took quick notes here. So the request, I think by John, for submission of videos regarding plants. Did I get that right?
This is
It's
for the
regarding
YouTube.
videos of your show and sale from
Yeah, on
2024.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a separate social media person who creates those. And I think that would be something like my role as an affiliate would defer that to Anthony.
Yeah, if you could if you could forward that email that was sent on Thursday that had that information to Anthony,
Okay.
that would be great. Thanks.
Okay, and then the other suggestion I have, you know, I follow several different clubs on Instagram and Facebook, and you know, their postings on those sites, you know, really provides a lot of information. A lot of clubs I've observed will post videos from their shows and sales. So you're probably already aware of that, but I just wanted to bring that up, point that out.
Yeah, that's fine. You know, I didn't want to go looking for 50 of them, and the idea is not actually for me. I mean, the only point of doing it isn't just for me to have a list that people can look at. It's for them to do the exercise of finding their biggest advocates in their community and making a connection with them and making those people feel welcome and encouraged to do it again in the future. So it's actually more for them to take action and connect with the people around them as much as it is for members to be able to see these videos.
Oh. So okay, clarification. Yeah. So the rationale for this is for just promotion.
If you read the email that was sent out Thursday, it's pretty clearly described in there.
Oh,
And,
okay.
I'll actually take the section of that email. It was a section of the email sent out Thursday to affiliates, and it's down at the bottom. I'm going to take that section and expand it into an affiliates bulletin post on the website. So if you go like by tomorrow, I'll have that up. It'll be the same information, but then you could just forward that link to your social media people.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Amanda.
Hmm.
Oh, Kathy asked, who was the email sent to?
Yeah,
So I
I didn't get it
sent out an affiliates email to, any email that I have associated with an affiliate society. So if your information has not been completed online, I might not have all of your email addresses. So if you didn't get it, please let me know. Please send me your email address so I can add you, or fill out that form online on the affiliates page about information for your club. John,
Which John?
you, yeah.
Oh,
I think that's it. I don't have any more anyone else who has wants to. Oh wait, someone else is coming up. Okay, nothing else.
okay. If nobody has any questions, then I guess we're done. Well, thank everybody for attending, and hopefully you got something out of this meeting. And we
Hey,
hope to
John.
hear.
Before we close, I wanted to ask, because they've been talking in the chat. Like, I know Jorge was asking to see people. Jorge, did you want to say anything, or did you have some comment you wanted to make? Because we don't want you to feel left out, like you're not getting your chance to speak. Okay, sorry to interject that. I just wanted to make sure nobody was feeling like we were rushing off. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else.
I said what I needed to say, I think. Yeah, thank you for giving me the chance to speak aloud. Thanks.
All right, then I guess we're done. Again, thank you everybody for attending, and hopefully we'll hear from all of you soon. And keep in touch with the webpage, because it's always changing. There's always new information there. And hopefully this meeting was helpful. Thank you, everybody.